Remember, the fear of missing out is a marketing thing. Okay, it's fear of over marketing as far as I am concerned. Because you're given this idea that if I do this, then I'm missing out on all of this. That's how human civilization works, right? He has family, so he can only have one bike. I don't have family, so I can have 3 bikes. There are pros and cons to both sides of this picture. Would I rather not have a family and 3 bikes? Is a choice that I have to make, and he has to make. He has chosen family over bikes, and I chose bikes over family. Our lives are going on different paths. I can't say either of us are doing badly, though. You're happy with the choice you've made. I'm happy with the choice I've made. He has a few regrets in the process. I have a few regrets in the process. How can you have everything?
Oh,
There is a term, okay, it goes back to before the internet. It says you can't have your cake and eat it.
yeah.
That's fear of missing out.
Yeah.
The only way to do that is to buy 2 cakes. You are going to miss out on something. It is endemic to it. I mean, by the fact that we are sitting in this room recording this podcast, I'm missing out on something that's happening outside this room. In theory, this is 40 minutes Karthik and I could have spent riding a motorcycle. That's what we just missed out on. But this is the choice we made. You're going to have to make a choice. And you have to live with that choice, whether it brings rewards or consequences. What are you afraid of?
You know, as kids growing up, you're fed that very romantic notion that one day you'll fall in love with somebody, and that typical your fairy tale stuff, right? You fall in love, and then there's that happy ending, and it's what is that? What was the last line typically in the fairy tales? They lived happily ever after.
Correct.
Life doesn't work that way. And I must say, I'm childish enough, and it's Vanita who told me, you know, because we when we got married, we were love marriage, and everybody's like, wow, that's so nice and all. But the point was, just because you knew each other well, let's say I mean, more than most people would if they had an arranged marriage or something,
Sure.
doesn't mean that you don't have friction after that.
Yeah.
It's not that you're still not learning about the other person and adjusting to that person, right? You're two people spending time together for, I mean, every day together. And that's the same thing with your machine. Every day you're going to be doing something different, and your expectations and the other party, in this case your motorcycle, what it's designed for, will be different. It's not going to be exactly the same. So somewhere you find that balance where it works. And that is a daily thing, I mean, like simple things like on bikes, one day the pressure is low. Is it your fault? Is it the bike's fault? No, it's not. Yaar, ho jata hai. It's normal. It's part of the process. Go fill it up, ride again, see if it feels right. Temperature is high. It's colder today. Whatever. Just find the right thing and work with it. There are not so many deal breakers. If it's good, it's feeling good, we could be riding instead of doing all this. Yeah. I think that there's too much. I think the more well off we are.
Yeah.
In life, the more money we have, strangely enough, the more painful we become.
I think that's a choice we make. I think that's the key thing here. You're choosing to have pain in your life from a thing that doesn't have to cause any pain at all. You're choosing to worry when there's no reason to worry. It's like I test 1,000 vehicles over the X number of years. I have never worried about the fact that I will get bored on something. I also don't have an expectation. So somebody yesterday asked me, which bike? Something about some upcoming bike. Guerrilla. The Royal Enfield Guerrilla. How do you think that bike will be? I don't know. But you should know, no? It will be the Himalayan frame. It will have 17-inch wheels. It will have that Sherpa engine. I said, yeah, but how it comes together, I don't know.
Exactly.
If Royal Enfield, for example, hits one out of the park at a genius level, where the world has to sit up and take notice, then the Guerrilla will be the world's best sport naked. They could also make a mistake. Statistically, the chances today of them making a horrible mistake are nearly zero. But if they were to make the mistake, they'd make a bike that is even worse than Java or a Honda 350. This spectrum is possible. How much do I worry about this? Even if I'm a prospective owner, can I actually worry about the Guerrilla before Royal Enfield reveals on the information? I consume all the spy shots, I read all the stories. Can this lead to any result at all outside of the one action that you can take? Which is to call the Royal Enfield dealer next to you and say, I would like to pre-book the Guerrilla, where he will say, officially booking khula nahi hai. So you'll say, yeah, but I'm willing to give you money to put my name on the list, and I'll come and close the paperwork once they open the bookings. Iske alawa tum kuch kar sakte ho kya?
Kuch bhi nahi.
So until Royal Enfield says, here's the bike, this is the spec, this is the price, you can't even do the booking. Then comes the question of taking a test ride, reading a review, forming the opinion, saying, yeah, it is everything I imagined or it's not. What is all this worrying going to achieve though? But this thing is, just remember, guys, if every niggle starts turning into a deal breaker, you're effectively painting the floor of a room and forgetting that you should be next to a door when you finish painting. Otherwise, you're stuck in the room until the paint dries. You guys are painting yourself into a corner. Life is hard. It's not fair. And things are not going to go your way. There's still joy to be had and there's still fun to be had. And machines that don't do everything you expect will still give you joy if you look in the right places. You're not going to miss out on anything. Or conversely, if you prefer, whatever you do, you're missing out on something. So stop worrying about it.
And for the car guys, look a little bit more closely. I think there are some great cars out there. They might be under the radar. There are some cars that will feel more appealing, but are they right for you? Those are questions that you need to answer looking at what your needs are and whether the car really delivers on it. Don't just go on the surface value of it. You have to look closer. Don't think of it as a living room on wheels.
Yeah.
Please don't.
After listening to that, did you get the feeling that you were missing out? You should hold on to that feeling. Or you could go to the main MotorInc channel and the feeling will go away.